the way he
Sorry.
went muted.
Yeah, yeah. It's silly to call yourself a Gnostic atheist. Okay.
You don't believe knowledge is possible without a Christian worldview.
Why do you sound so familiar?
Because I've talked to you before.
What's your previous screen name that I know you under?
You know me under this one.
Okay. Well, atheism entails the denial of God. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So it's nonsensical to call yourself a Gnostic as opposed to an agnostic atheist.
Is God the only means of knowing anything?
Are you talking about God being ontologically primary?
Yeah, or however.
Yes. It's called the
Okay.
Principium Cognoscentia in theology.
Okay. So
God is
anytime
God.
anytime
God,
I
God is
claim
God is the
sorry.
root of everything, including knowledge, wisdom, truth, reason.
Okay. So anytime I claim to know something, I'm invoking God somehow.
Um, well, let me put it this way. If you claim to know something, it will either be with reference or without reference to God.
Okay.
If you claim to know something without reference to God as the metaphysical primary, then that's just an idolatrous construct. It's a figment of your imagination, because how would or could you know anything?
And God is a sort of metaphysical ultimate that's
That was a question, sir.
oh I didn't catch that
How
as a
could you
question.
know something if this world didn't originate in the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God, and He constructed everything to operate in such a way so that we could come to know something? How could you know something in the absence of that scenario?
Because I have a mind and intellect of my own.
Okay, yeah, you're not understanding the metaphysical question I'm putting to you, okay?
Okay.
That answer presupposes an array of fundamental parameters and that they're real. But the question is, how are they real, right? In order to understand the question, you have to understand it juxtaposed to the Christian worldview. In the Christian worldview, God is, and He has created this world. And because of his purpose and His plan, He instituted in His plan of creation and redemption what is, can be, and cannot be. And that entails knowledge. Now, when you claim that you have knowledge in virtue of your mind or your reason or your cognition,
Mm-hmm.
how does it mean that you know something?
Uh,
Because what is it that would then dictate or institute and secure what is, can be, and cannot be? Is there such a thing that does that?
what dictates possibility from impossibility?
Yes.
Uh, I'd have to say laws of physics.
Okay. Now, here's the problem. You're invoking a plurality of discrete states. Is that correct?
A plurality of discrete states.
Yeah, you say the laws of physics. This is a common go-to response when unbelievers don't
Uh-huh.
know what else to say. Is there one thing that is
Yeah.
concrete that
Yes.
is not itself a plurality? It's not an abstract unity, but a concrete unity that institutes what is,
Yes.
can be, and cannot be.
Yes. The universe itself.
Okay.
The material physical universe.
Okay. Well, here's the problem, right? So you're not telling me what a concrete unity that does this. The universe is an abstraction,
Is it?
which collectivize in an abstraction a myriad or a plethora of concrete particulars. So when you say the universe, do you mean the universe is all that is?
Yes.
Okay, so the answer you're giving is actually coherent. It would be equivalent to saying reality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you understand that before I move on?
Yes.
Okay, reality would be the set of all real discrete particulars or things,
Okay.
right? But we don't have a concrete one here. We have a concrete many. So what you're
Hmm.
saying is that Let me give you an illustration of that it will be a gross
Hmm.
oversimplification, but it'll suffice for the issue. Suppose all that exists
Hmm.
are 10 marbles. That's it.
Uh-huh.
And I ask you, what is it that dictates what each and every one of the marbles is, can be, and cannot be? And you just say all the marbles.
Hmm.
Do you see the problem?
Okay. Yeah, I would say an attribute that they all share.
If I say what makes all the marbles what they are,
Uh-huh.
and you say what makes all the marbles all they are is all the marbles, does that answer the question?
Well, I would have to speak to a specific attribute that they all share.
No, you're not understanding. Each marble is discrete from 9 other marbles.
Uh-huh.
I want to know what each and individual marble, and including any other additional marbles, are in terms of what they are, can be, and cannot be. I want to know what dictates their individuality. And your answer is
Hmm.
all the marbles, in terms of them as a set of concrete particulars, is determined by all the marbles.
Mm.
That doesn't answer the question. It's not even coherent.
Well, do they have individuality to begin with?
Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, listen. What dictates what each individual marble is, can be, and cannot be, in conjunction with all the other 9 marbles, in terms of what each of those is, can be, and cannot be? What dictates that for each and every marble? And your answer is
Yeah.
all the marbles as a set of concrete particulars.
Yeah.
All the members dictate what all the members are.
I would say the physics that they operate under.
You're not understanding. Either
That's
you
what.
are understanding and you're being evasive, or you just simply don't understand it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
The universe for you is a innumerable or an unimaginable number of particulars,
Well,
right?
no.
Okay, so is the universe a concrete one, or is it a
Yes.
concrete many?
I think it's a concrete one.
Okay, well then you're going to lose your ability to speak intelligibly, because in order to speak intelligibly, you're going to have to make distinctions, but you can only speak of the one. You can't
Um,
talk about dogs and cats and trees and atoms, because they don't actually exist. All that exists is the concrete one.
right. They exist as abstractions of the one.
That's
No,
right. They
no.
exist
Then,
only as abstract mind.
then it's fiction. They don't exist.
That's true.
Okay, so you lose your ability to speak intelligibly.
No, that's not true, Darth. They do exist. They exist within each and every of our minds, and that's why Ty's wrong too.
No,
There are
sir,
truths that are
stop. Do you
not
agree with
truth.
him? Do you agree with him that the universe is a concrete one?
I think the universe is a concrete one in an abstraction sense, but within our.
No, sir, you're not. You see,
I
this is going
could, yeah.
right over your head. This is going right over your head. You're not getting it. Either you will tell me that when you say the universe, to you, is that the sum total of everything?
I don't know.
So you don't know what it is, then it institutes and secures. Hold on one second. Okay, you don't know then what is metaphysically primary, then, do you, Mama?
No one can claim to know that
Okay, and how do you know that?
because we don't know everything there is to know.
Okay, no, you don't. You wouldn't have to know everything you need to know. You could be on the receiving end of someone who does exist and who is omniscient. So are you denying that there is some entity that is omniscient, that has sufficient characteristics to enable us? Are you denying that?
Absolutely, there's no way there's
Good.
there's no way there's
Okay,
any
good.
being that would be omniscient.
So there is not an omnipotent God who's constructed a world in such a way that we know certain things that we cannot fail to know according to his plan. So that doesn't exist.
Darth, if there was a creature that had pure omniscience,
If you dodge my
don't keep
question
interrupting me.
one more
Hey,
time,
Darth, I'm
listen to me
talking, buddy.
carefully. Shut up, or I'm going to kick you.
Kick me then. You're an idiot. Stop interrupting me.
Goodbye. Okay. See, this is what they do. They troll and they filibuster and they bicker. Okay. This is their go-to MO. So Rex,
Yeah.
When I ask you what it is that institutes and secures what each individual marble is within the set of all marbles, I said, what dictates the set of all marbles? And your answer is the set of all marbles.
Uh, yeah. I'm not saying there is a set of
Okay,
marbles.
do you understand? Okay, hold on a second. Do you see why that is non-informative and it's not coherent?
Yeah, I don't believe in concrete particulars, but I see how that would be.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Listen to me. If you so there is not even one concrete particular.
No, there's only one concrete
Okay,
universal thing.
No. You just said there's not. You just said there's not even one concrete particular.
Well, I don't know what you mean by particular.
Yeah, you know what, dude. I don't mean any disrespect for you. You're a train wreck right now.
Okay.
I wasn't born yesterday. I've been debating for 10 years. What you're saying is you're just making up crap as you go along. I want to know what it is that is fundamental, absolute within itself, ultimate in that all things derive and depend upon it. Your answer was the universe. That is equivalent to saying reality, right?
Uh-huh.
If I ask you what it is that dictates what each and individual marble is within the set of marbles, and effectively saying, what is it that dictates the set of marbles? You say the set of marbles. That's not an informative answer. It's not even coherent. I have just given you an analogy that is fitting. When you say the universe, aka reality, what is it that dictates each individual particular in the totality of the set of all particulars? And you just say, well, all the particulars, because that's the equivalent to reality.
I'm not tracking. Yeah.
Obviously, that's what I've said to you.
The particulars are abstractions.
Look,
from my view.
dude, I wasn't born yesterday. Listen? Answer the question honestly. Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think that just talking to me is going to fool me? When you answer the question, what dictates each individual concrete marble within the set of all marbles, i.e., what determines the set of all marbles? And you say the set of all marbles. Is that an answer?
That's not my answer. No, I'm saying
no. It is your answer. No, it is your answer. When I ask you what dictates each individual particular it is down to at its lowest level within the set of all particulars, that is the equivalent of saying we're referring to reality.
Darth, what's your answer?
Is reality the set of all particulars?
Yes, sure.
Okay, now, when you say the universe, it's the same for you, as you said before, saying reality. So when I ask you, what dictates each individual particular within the set that we call reality, and you just say reality.
Okay.
That is no different. That is no different than when I say to you, what dictates what each individual marble is within the set of all marbles, and you say the set of all marbles.
Yeah. So can I answer?
That's a non. You just agreed with me minutes ago that was a non-informative answer.
I didn't understand your question.
Okay, is saying all of the marbles dictate what all the marbles are? Is that informative?
No.
Okay, neither is saying the universe, the cosmos, or reality.
The set of all marbles.
When you say reality, actually you said the universe, but you agreed that it's equivalent to reality. And I'm substituting reality for the purposes of clarity.
Yeah.
Because people are familiar that the word reality refers to the set of all real things. When I ask you what it is that dictates each individual thing within the set of reality and encompassing all other things within the set of reality, you just say reality.
Well,
this is the go-to response of unbelievers when you don't know what to say.
That's the one thing, the one universe, one. All particulars are abstractions.
Are you omniscient?
No.
Then how do you know that there isn't one or more particular things out there that are self-contained and absolute and don't exist deriving or depending upon one or more things?
Okay. Because
how did you rule that out?
Because all the things that I know exist share the same attribute of materiality.
No, sir, you're not omniscient. Do you know this by induction?
Yes.
Okay, then you don't have uniform experience and contact with the set of all real things, do you?
Okay.
So you are just pulling this out of your rear end.
I mean, that's based upon my knowledge.
Either you're really dumb, which I don't think you are, or you're just lying while pretending to give a philosophical response. Since you're not omniscient, and you told me you're employing induction, you couldn't possibly know that there is not one or more particulars out there that exist with complete independence, metaphysically speaking, from other things. So you're just making this up. And do you know why you're making this up? I'll tell you exactly why you're doing it. It's because the Bible says ever since the beginning of the creation of the world, God's eternal powers, his attributes, have been clearly seen through everything that has been made, so that men are without excuse. But they chose not to acknowledge God. They became foolish in their thinking. Their foolish hearts were darkened, and they turned and they worshipped creation, the creation. So when you say reality or the universe, because you do not want to acknowledge that this world reveals God, you've decided, because you don't want to be creaturely, you don't want to be culpable to that God, that you're just going to blurt out, well, it's the creation. But you couldn't possibly be informed about that universal declaration, could you?
With absolute certainty, no.
No, sir, I didn't ask you anything to do with your level of certainty. Do you have a rational basis via induction as to what the nature of the whole of the set is for each and every particular is by induction?
Yes.
How would you do that?
It's probabilistic.
No, sir, you're not understanding. Yeah, this is so lame. Look, this is what a 15-year-old would say. Okay, when it comes to probabilistic pronouncements, you have to have switch my headset. Hold on, give me a second. Just give me 15 seconds. Okay, it should be working now. In order to make a probabilistic assessment, you have to have background information as to what is static and dynamic, right? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it that is fundamentally static? That has never changed and did not begin to exist?
Never changed and never began to exist.
Yeah. And if you just make up something which is a lie, I'm going to kick you.
Well, I have to think about it. You're answering challenging questions.
If you lie, if you just make up something, make believe, I'll kick you.
So material, I know I can think of one thing. Material.
Listen carefully. Do you agree in order to make a probabilistic assessment, you must have access to the background information?
Yes.
Okay. Does that entail what is static and not static, meaning dynamic?
Yeah, good.
Okay. What is it that is fundamentally and metaphysically static, that does not change, it is absolute in and of itself, that then dictates whatever is dynamic?
Matter and energy.
And where did you get that universal dictum from?
First law of thermodynamics.
No, we've been through this before. We've had this conversation. Do you recall?
Vaguely.
Okay. The first law of thermodynamics is not a statement of the eternality of matter and energy. Okay. The first law of thermodynamics has to do with a system, that within a system or our system, the amount of matter and energy in our uniform experience remains constant, although it changes form.
Yeah.
So when the first law of thermodynamics is expressed in terms of being neither created or destroyed, that is not a statement of the eternality of matter and energy.
would it not necessarily follow?
No, sir, no, it wouldn't.
Why not?
So the first law of thermodynamics, for example, in the Christian worldview, it wouldn't follow.
Okay.
So you can just get rid of that appeal to the first law of thermodynamics.
Okay.
I've had many people try to foist that. It doesn't work. The first law of thermodynamics is only a stipulation that as far in our uniform experience, the amount of matter and energy in our experience remains the same, although it changes form. It is not a universal dictum for the eternality of matter and energy.
Why not?
I just explained it to you.
Because God can break laws of physics.
I just explained it to you. Okay, listen carefully. I'm telling you what the scientific meaning within the literature means for the first law of thermodynamics.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to invent for yourself some meaning that which is not held in terms of consensus definition, then fine. Then you're just making this stuff up. The first law of thermodynamics and the second law is as per a system.
Yeah.
And the first law is simply a statement that the amount of matter and energy remains the same in our uniform existence. It is not a stipulation that matter and energy have always existed.
That's what I deduce.
Okay, listen to me. You can't deduce it. Give me the logical syllogism.
Matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. Therefore, it has never been created or destroyed.
Yeah, you're okay. Listen, we're not going to do this like a dog chasing its tail. Okay. You do not know that matter and energy cannot, in any sense, shape, or form, be created or destroyed. You don't know that. Okay. Do you understand that the first and second law of thermodynamics, as well as other physical laws, are the product of inductive reasoning? Listen, let me explain it to you. If you submit to the patent office tomorrow a perpetual motion machine, do you know what's going to happen?
It'd be rejected out hand.
Okay, why?
Because we know it's impossible. It's
no, you don't.
Laws of physics.
No. Okay. No. There have been so many attempts that have failed that they no longer want to entertain something that has such a long history of failure. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. If somebody were to invent tomorrow, hypothetically speaking, a perpetual motion machine, and they demonstrated to the satisfaction of all observing scientists, the patent office would change its policy and accept a patent for it. When you say it's impossible, okay?
Yeah.
For the second law of thermodynamics to be violated, what is it that institutes and secures what is, can be, and cannot be? If it's impossible, what singularly dictates all instances of what is, can be, and cannot be? Is there one concrete thing that universally dictates what all states that are not itself as to what they are, can be, and cannot be? Is there one thing, concrete thing, as opposed to an abstract one?
I would say materiality.
That's a non-informative answer. And I'm beginning to get irritated with you because you're just making up stuff on the spot, and you know you are, and I know you are, and you know that I know you are.
I'm giving you my best answers.
No, giving me a best answer is just putting icing on dog crap. Okay, cake icing. Okay, you know you're making it up as you go along. You're making it up, aren't you?
No.
Okay, are you omniscient?
No.
Then how do you know that anything universally is true? Is it by induction?
And deduction, yes.
No, you couldn't do it by deduction because you would have to be omniscient.
Science doesn't involve both?
No, what you're not understanding is science is to a large extent inductive. Even deductions within science derive from induction.
Okay.
Now, so when you tell me that something is universally true at all times and all places, you're just making that up, aren't you?
It's based upon prior knowledge of probability.
No, sir. Okay, listen to me. You're repeating the same crap again, and I'm getting increasingly agitated and indignant with you. I already explained to you when you say prior probability. Do you know what begging the question is?
Yes.
Okay. Will the future in any way in the next 10 seconds be like the past?
Given prior probability, yes.
Okay. Do prior regularities dictate by necessity what the future will be?
I guess not.
Good. So you just screwed yourself.
It's not a dictate. It's not a dictate. No.
Okay. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you this. If you continue to make up stuff, I'm going to kick you.
I'm not making up stuff.
You are making it up because you see, you're just giving me these generalizations. Okay. Prior probabilities. Okay. Probabilities are conjectures about the unknown. It doesn't dictate what the future will be.
True.
Okay. For example, if we had 1 trillion coins and one of them was spray painted black, you could give me a probabilistic assessment as to me grabbing that one black coin. But that probability doesn't dictate the necessity that I won't pick it.
Right.
Okay, so I'm asking you, in actuality, what is it that is singularly fundamental, concretely singular, that dictates all instances of what is, can be, and cannot be? And please pay very close attention to my words.
I'm trying to.
What is it? And if you give me a generalization, I'm kicking you.
Let me just steel man what you said.
I want you to tell me what it is that is metaphysically and fundamentally primary, absolute within itself, singular, not plural, that dictates all instances of what is, can be, and cannot be that is not itself. What is that singular concrete thing?
It is not something metaphysical. It is something material.
Sir, listen to me. You're such a bullshitter.
Material reality.
You know, people say I don't have patience. When I say metaphysically, I'm talking in the broad scope of things. One more time. What is it that is concrete, singular, absolute within itself, right? And is the source and basis of what dictates and sustains any and all instances that is not itself, that determines what is, can be, and cannot be. Is there such a thing?
Yes.
What is it?
Material reality.
No, okay. Bye-bye. You're done. All right.
You're done?
Bye-bye. You're done. Okay. But does material reality seem that it fits for something being a concrete singular? Material reality? Here again he goes, what is it that dictates each individual marble as to what it is individually and within the totality of all marbles, and all the marbles? Okay? Look, they're absolutely shameless about making up stuff and then pretending or denying that they're just making it up. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is to get down on our knee or knees and bow to God as the creator through Jesus Christ and his lordship and his saving death on the cross and his resurrection. And because he, as well as unbelievers, do not want to do this, they will make up any crap as long as they can dress it up and make it sound philosophical, when they know and we know they're just making up this crap as they go along because they're shameless. But you know what? There's a day of reckoning coming, folks. Okay? And the clock is ticking away on each one of us. And one day is coming, your heart's going to stop, and you're going to die, and then Judgment Day will come, and you will stand before Jesus Christ, and you will have no excuse for coming up and saying, in reality, the universe. Then it's going to be too late.
Is that the most common answer you get, or do you get